Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on our XJ project. It's been a little bit since we've had some time to actually mess with it, but so we're working on our rear axle. We got our gears done. We did 5/38. We got a Detroit locker in there. We're going to be running the factory shafts. If you don't remember from our previous video, this is an 05 plus Super Duty axle. So this is a Sterling, I think it's technically a 10 1/4, but 10 1/2 is what everybody calls them. So we started assembling our wheel ends. We're going to get our other hub on. The dust shields were disintegrated. This is just going to be a crawler. We're not going to run them. So we just got to throw our seal in here. And then we can get our hub on the passenger side. If you're going to pull your own hubs, just one thing that I found out, because I knew this from years before and just had a brain fart. The passenger side is going to be right-hand thread. The driver's side is going to be left-hand thread. So the lock nuts on these, there's one for each side. So just make sure you're turning it the right way or the wrong way, however you want to look at it. But we got our bearings cleaned up. We got our hubs ready to go. We'll get our seal in there. We'll get started torquing the hub on there. Once we have that on, we'll get our new calipers and rotors on. And then by the end of the video, you guys are going to see what we've been hiding for what tires we're going to be running for this. So stay tuned. So we got our sealing surface all cleaned up, make sure there's no pitting or old material. I like to hit it with just a little bit of lube, so when the seal's coming on there, it just slides right over. Bearing. And then these are notched. So the end of the spindle got a notch in it there. Let's line up our washer. Like I said, this one's right-hand thread, so nothing too crazy here. We're going to torque this nut to 70 foot-pounds. I like to rotate this as we go, make sure everything's seated how you want it. And then once we get up to 70 foot-pounds, we're going to back it off 90, spin it a few more times, and then torque it to 20 foot-pounds, and then we're good to go. So these spindle nuts take a special tool made right here in Bay 22 at Iron Rock with random stuff that we had sitting around because we didn't feel like going to rent one. And I will tell you, I took these off with a flathead. Just go get the right tool. So what we're doing right now is pulling the hub onto the spindle. We're seating our seal and setting the preload on our bearings. So this isn't one of those times just to get the Dugga gun out and crank it on there, because you will have bearing failure. That fits a little better. So, like I said earlier, we got all new brakes, calipers, all the good stuff for this. So if you see here, this sits on the hub. It's hub-centric-ish. And if you come over to the other side, in no reach. So this is an inch taller than it's supposed to be. And so far, Google has let me down. O'Reilly's has let me down. And I can't figure out what rotors are supposed to be on these. Luckily, I have an old one to compare sizes to. But yeah, so we're gonna slap the axle shaft in just so we keep crud out of it. And then we're gonna throw some springs in it. We're gonna drop this thing down and show you what tires we got for it. So one of the big things that I like about these 1-ton axles, and you won't find them in the JK, Dana 44s, even the newer JL or JT axles, is these are full floating axle shafts. So if you snap a shaft, you don't have to disassemble anything other than if you can't get part of the shaft out, but you unbolt the axle shaft from the end, slide it out. Just a little O-ring here is what seals the diff housing. There's no inner axle seals. Nothing to fight with you a ton on. But the other benefit is this isn't carrying any weight from the axle, from the wheel. This is just rotational force on that axle shaft. So stronger on spline count, stronger shafts, and it's not carrying as much load, so you can beat the crap out of them a little more and expect to get a little more out of them. So we talked about what's going on with our rotors, but we'll figure that out later. Right now, I want to get this bolted on. I'm going to get these nuts for our old rotor, which, as you can see, we had to get it off the hub somehow. So we got that off, but I'm going to get this bolted in here, get these lug nuts off. We got new lug nuts coming, and then we're going to bolt on what I'm sure some of you have been wondering, but let's just put it this way. We got a lot of work to do up here. So here in a minute, we're going to find out just how much work there is to do. All right, so we got one of these finally bolted on the XJ project. These are Pitbull Rocker 4215s with reworked Humvee wheels, so they are a true double bead lock. We'll show you on the other side, but they've got, I don't have the ring on the other side, but inside this tire, big PVC style ring. It gets smashed between two halves of the rim, and there's your double bead lock. So these are a 16.5 wheel, which is that Humvee size. We found a couple issues when we were putting this one on. The hub, because these are, what's the term, hub-centric wheels. So we're going to have to machine that inside diameter a little bit because we got about a 1/2 inch to go before it actually sits flush. So we'll have to do that to all of our wheels, but that's not a big deal. We actually have a heck of a lot more clearance. We're sitting on the bump stop right now. Granted, we still need to flex this out to check everything, but we might get away without tubbing this thing, to be honest. I mean, the extra wide 1-ton axles are definitely going to help us. So we got a little bit of trimming to do, but we're getting closer. So this is the reworked Humvee wheel. So you can see here, it's 2 wheel halves, and then inside the tires, we press in the PVC piece, or the, whatever you want to call it, sleeve. So you put the sleeve in, and then you put these 2 halves on the outside of the wheel. So the tire actually gets pinched between that sleeve and the rim here. So it is a true double bead lock, and there is a seal in between this split rim here. But essentially, you send them in, they rework this centerpiece for the bolt pattern that you want. And like I said, we got to get this machine just slightly so it fits our center hub a little better. But yeah, we got 2 wheels mounted, 2 to go. And we got some flexing on this thing to do to make sure everything's going to clear, and then do some cutting. We're going to try and save our fill neck there without having to modify too much there. Yeah, our back half is getting real close. So yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. That's it for this video. We're going to try and get some more content coming sooner than later on the XJ project, because we want to see this thing out on the trails, pimping all the iron rock stuff underneath it. This thing's got more than our full catalog. We got some new stuff on this one that we didn't have before. Still working on that Dana 60 front, but we're getting close, so hopefully that swap truss will be coming soon. We got our sliders on this one. We got our belly skid. This thing's going to be a beast. We're really excited to see it on the trail, so stay tuned. If you guys have any suggestions on how you have cut these out prior, we want to keep it as minimal as possible, so we're gonna have to stuff it so we know exactly how much we have to cut out of it. But like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you guys want to see on this. We got a bunch of piddly stuff to do to this now. We can put most of our interior back together, get a few things painted on it. We're getting close to being able to order front and rear drive shafts, so we're getting close. So stay with us, stay tuned, and thanks for hanging out. I just let it self trim. Let the Jeep tell you where it wants to be cut up.